Oh, it's happening. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. We are back. Maybe if I can find the right button. Remember to start the stream. Thank you, Jacob. Let's go ahead and pop these chats out. Pop it out. I'll blend it in with that sweet, sweet Discord. Jumping into the live stream. Live stream. Here we go. I believe I am still on the title page, if that is correct. We are doing two things today, which are going to be new. I thought I fixed this chair. It's still squeaky. All right, might be time to get a new chair. Let me know how the audio is. I have the mic in a different orientation today. So, that's one thing. We're going to be doing some commission work today. I have another Gnoll commission to do, so that'll be fun. Draw Gnoll Swordmage today. As well as, I'm going to start inviting people into the... Maybe we'll do that another time. I don't know. I think we should maybe, if we invite people into the drawing, because the Aggie software is up today. Welcome back to the Rookzer0 Drawing channel, by the way, for those of you who aren't here. I think we're going to wait. We're going to wait on that one. We'll invite people another day. So let's jump over to the actual live stream. There we go. I do have the Aggie software up today. Let's go ahead and close this. Looks like we have someone drawn already. I assume that is Mr. Jonas. Welcome. No, that's great. Welcome everybody back to the live stream. Let's get this down here today. It's going to be a fun one. Welcome, Corvus. Welcome, Drake. I have to draw today a lanky Gnoll Swordmage. I did a few sketches last night, but I have no idea how I'm going to do this. It's going to be a good one. I have a feeling that this image is actually going to be pretty symmetrical, so maybe that's a good place to start. Maybe that'll be a good, interesting thing to do. Make a really symmetrical hyena man. Get the shape in there. But yeah, how is everybody today? How was everybody's weekend? We get some D&D played. Interesting. How'd the game go? Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. I got the opportunity to play one of my friend's campaigns for a little bit, and I didn't die, so I'm pretty happy with that. Some of my friends are... Well, I should say, I can't even breathe now. What the hell happened? I was playing in Lars's campaign. We played online. That was pretty good. But, I got the opportunity to punch a bugbear in the face, so that was good. I'm having a lot of fun trying to make that Dragoon work. It's an interesting character. That might be something I build out on the homebrew for D&D Beyond, because I think the Final Fantasy Dragoons are a good people talk about it before. In Final Fantasy, in Final Fantasy they have they're basically spears or lancers, but their like signature move is jump. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, so they have the ability to like jump off of the playing field and then come back down on enemies, which I always thought was really cool. So I'm trying to find a way to make jumping onto somebody with a spear be a cool mechanic in D&D. So, yeah. Rook remembered I was worried. What? Oh, remember to start the stream? Yeah. We're good. So I think this week is going to be... I think we need to do a little experimentation this week. So I think we're going to, start inviting people into the drawing sessions. And I think that might be really fun for like one of the challenges. Like we either pick a challenge, which I think only one person suggested a challenge over the weekend. I'll check the comments again after this episode. Or we do the suggested, like the draw days. I like those. So that might be fun to invite somebody and then just do a whole live stream day with them. Let them have a little run of the talking. Like put them in a separate chat. Maybe just talk about their artwork. That could be kind of fun. See if we can get a little bit bigger community going here. And then I also want to start doing D&D game, which I think would be really fun. I have a different D&D game I'm DMing for on Wednesday, so I need to prepare for that. But maybe Thursday or Friday, we might be able to actually play for an hour or two. Try a level 1 game. I think that'd be really fun. On top of that, yeah. This week's going to be interesting. I hate it. Oh, you don't own glasses, but you need them? That's all right. Every now and then I'll wake up and I'll forget to grab my glasses, which I don't know how I do that, but I just like get up, start getting through my day, and then I'll be like 10 minutes from stepping out the door and be like, why can't I see anything? What's going on here? And then I'll be like, oh, I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, that was my big calling card when I was younger. My mother kept catching me like with my nose actually in a book. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm reading." She's like, "Why is your face so close?" I'm like, I don't know. It turns out I need glasses. Once again, 9 Constitution. 9 Constitution. That's where we're at. So this is an interesting character. So it's a Swordmage, which I don't know if is a real thing or not, but it sounds really cool. Yeah, exactly. What the hell's a Swordmage? It sounds like an Elder's Knight. This character is going to have some swords floating around, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. So I think this is going to be kind of the basic design. But yeah, skinny kobold. That was pretty good. Skinny kobold. Hey, by the way, I changed your Gnoll into a kobold. You're welcome. That's how I do commission work. People tell me they want something, and I tell them that they're wrong, and then I just draw whatever the hell I feel like. I'm pretty sure it's the Sword Coast book. Oh my god, sweet. Elder Knight or Blade Singer. Yeah, I assume it's something like that. So my main idea for this... What the crap? There we go. My main idea for this is to do something like... Oh, I don't know if you saw this, but I made the board bigger. Yeah, I made it a little wider. I noticed that this is the largest it can be. So that being said, it's pretty big. Like we can get real in here if we want to. So, but no, that's fine. A little stuff's good. A little stuff is fine. But we can figure that out. So that'll be fun. I think we can definitely add more people to this. I think that'll be good. As always, the Patreon members are allowed to just jump in and draw with us if you're interested in doing that. The YouTube membership is still not up and going. I have to figure out some stuff with that. But I'm not too worried about that. Are people interested in the YouTube membership? Question mark? Let me know. Let me know if you want to throw money at me on YouTube for secret content that only you'll be able to see, which I still have no idea what that would be. Because I don't know if I can handle a separate YouTube members live stream. Unless maybe I do that like once a week. That could be interesting, but yeah, we'll find out. Not high on my priority list right now. Swordmage! Whoa, that was loud. Has no memory. I support by watching. Oh, has no monies. Jacob, thank you. Thank you for supporting. Even though he has no monies, that's totally cool. I appreciate your hearedness. Your ability to be here is pretty great. And that does support me, so I'm happy with it. I think I want to do something cool with these shoulder pads. Like really give them some crazy... Whoa, Drow, you are badooping very loudly today. You're... would you mind just either... perfect, okay. Yeah, because your talking volume is good, but your Discord sounds are shooting through my eardrums. And that's no fun. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Badoop. Oh man, Skype. If any of you used to use Skype back in the day. Booty doo doo. Every time it's just like, I'm sorry. Just laying in bed at 3 a.m. and you forget to turn your computer off. Booty! It's like, who's calling me? You start panicking. Just. Booty? But yeah. The worst part is like when it's a laptop and it's like half asleep. It still lets it ring, and so you're just like slapping the laptop, trying to open it up. Like, where's the button? Where's the mouse? I can't find anything. Make it stop. No, I used to be a pretty avid gamer back in the day. So I had people from all over the world wanting to play games, not just with me, but like with our group. So. You know, I used TeamSpeak a little bit. I used Ventrilo for a while. Or Trello. Ventrilo is something different, I think. Either way, it doesn't matter. I was a Skype user when Skype came out, like when it super sucked, because of TeamSpeak and Ventrilo being, yeah, they weren't great. For what we wanted, because we didn't just raid. We had our basically used Skype the way Discord is now, where all of our friends would just jump into a Skype call permanently, and we had like 2 Skype calls going, one for while we're gaming and one for just hanging out while we weren't gaming. Does this look like a gnoll, or did I make this look like a mouse person? It kind of looks like a mouse person. I think I need to adjust the ears. Oh. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's high praise. Not intentional of what I wanted, but Usagi Yojimbo, and who else is a good one on there? Man, I was a big Casey Jones fan. Gotta rock the Casey Jones. See, but that's me. I want to be a human wearing a mask. Like that's That's still my style. Maybe that's where it came from. Maybe that's why I always play human fighters with masks, because I want to be Casey Jones. Hey, we're learning things about myself today. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, if you want to play a Gnoll, I say go for it. Scary as all get out. So this is supposed to be a... Yeah. Pathfinder Gnolls are pretty similar to D&D Gnolls, to be honest, but they are... Yeah. That they're actually a little more difficult to play because they are super monsters. They eat people. You can play the flying bar. Yeah, they're big and they're tough and they're scary. Yeah, so in Pathfinder, all of the races are based on race points, and the higher the race point is, basically the more OP the race is. So yeah, so it's a lot of it's based around the pluses and minuses. So the race points was a way to basically do a buy-in, a point buy system for monsters, or creating your own race. Gotta go. All right, see you later, Drake. Thanks for hanging out as you did, and I appreciate your support. I'll keep doing that today if I can. Yeah. So basically, the race points is just a way to balance characters out. So if someone wanted to make their own race, you could basically say, or a variant, like if you want to be a variant human, you can just say, "Cool, stay within 20 RP points." Is the way for the DM. I think humans are 8, something like that. Yeah. So kobolds and gnolls are low level encounters. So they're going to be about 6, but they have natural armor. I think it's because they have negatives. They have negatives to their intelligence, which lowers it. What? What is this crap you're spewing? I gotta look this up. Yeah. So let's see. +2 strength, +2 con, 2 RP. Humanoid, 0. Medium, 0. Base speed, 0. Dark vision. Oh, that's super lame. Yeah, that's a super boring thing. More races. What do we got here? We got advanced races. Monkey goblins are 10. That's cool. Vine Lychee is like a little. It's an actual plant, which is pretty great. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. Gnolls are a CR1 creature, which is pretty good. So totally cool. I like using the Rageborn Gnolls, which are basically 3rd level barbarian Gnolls. So that's probably why I was thinking of that. So yes, they're Gnolls are basically people with thick fur. That's how you could build them out in Pathfinder. I would also allow you to be a large-sized creature if you want. So that's the other thing. Like you could add things to it to like increase the. It gives you 5-foot reach, and yeah, let's take a look. It can, yeah, it definitely can. Give you a strength bonus. But let me look. Yeah, the drow are super crazy. So if you, yeah. That's it. So being a large, excuse me, oh my, being a large-sized creature adds 7 RP, and you get +2 size for bonuses for strength, -2 in Dex, -1 to your AC, -1 on attack rolls, +1 combat maneuver bonuses, -4 on stealth. Yeah, and you need to be 10 by 10 feet. Pretty cool. It's not a big deal. Basically, I don't fiddle with it that much because it is very much trying to build into the race. So I assume when you roll it, if you want, you can take a +2 to strength and a -2 to dex, and then I would just leave it at that. If you want to be a large-sized creature, it's fun because you take up more space. But that's really all I ever dick around with. Yeah, right. Just really old barn, like a little cottage. Yeah, like 1-bedroom houses. Gotcha. How are you so short? No, I have some ranchers in my blood, but they yeah, Rook the cowboy. Yep. I was not a cow. I was for like a summer, but my family is very cowboy based, so I'm a little bit of the black sheep. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure who's milking horses, but I'm gonna. Yeah, that's no good. You can't milk those. Oh, Alistair. Man, I've had a lot of people trying to get me to play League of Legends this weekend. And by that I mean 2 people, and they didn't ask me. But it made me think about League of Legends again. You can't milk those. You can't milk those. Oh, can you play as a sacrificial lamb? Can you play as a sacrificial? I suppose so. Just like go. Yes. So a large size weapon does a dice larger than its normal. Yes. Well, some of them like a D12 turns into. Oh, shoot. I have a chart somewhere, but it's like I think a D10 turns into 2D6 if you upsize it. A D12 turns into 2D8, I think. Yeah, it is. It's something if you do that, we'll figure it out. But weapons cost twice as much to make if they're not like unmagical weapons. Same thing with armor. You have to spend twice as much on armor because you're a large-sized creature. And then, yeah. Super good. Super good. Yeah, in Pathfinder, armor is always your dexterity modifier, and then your armor, unless your armor has a penalty to it. So, like, some armors you can't have above +2 from your dex. Like plate mail. I think if you have full plate mail, you can't have an armor bonus from your dex. So with Pathfinder, it really depends because there's a lot of different types of armor and then different materials. But that's pretty close. That's pretty close. So, along with that, something like a holy weapon, you can have holy as an ability or a special. Why can't I think today? As a enchantment, holy enchantment. If an evil aligned creature holds a holy weapon, they take a -1 level until they put it down. So that's fun. First edition. I have not played second edition Pathfinder yet. Second edition of Pathfinder is very much trying to be closer to D&D 5th edition. My experience with Pathfinder Barbarians is they die. They die a lot because you lose your bonus health last, and so if you're raging, you just die. They basically don't get to have a downed state. It's like, okay, you're raging, you hit 0 hit points, you lose your rage, you lose 40 hit points, and you're dead. It's pretty funny. Yeah, Jump Rope has died quite a few times. Yeah, just like, I'm raging, okay, I'm dead. Quick, get the barbarian up. No, I'm dead. I just died horribly. Oh yeah, it's super. You fight through it. Yep. There are so there are some ways around it, and that's why a lot of people play Orc Barbarians, because Orcs, basically the first time they would go unconscious or die from losing hit points, they don't. And then you can also take that as a feat. So so a lot of people will take that so that they don't die from raging. Some of the other, I think it'd be fun, but yeah, do what you want to do. See, that's what I'm saying. Barbarians just die a lot, but that's okay because there's more barbarians. There's always more barbarians. They don't take a lot of training. They just have to exist. Yep. Whereas like a knight, if you want to be like a paladin, you have to go through training, and you have to go to school. You have to learn how swords work. With a barbarian, it's just like, I'm gonna hit that thing. Can you? I was inspired by your bra joke in the Yanti video, so I created a pocket bra mechanic. Fair enough. So, like the Master Sword, the sword seals in the darkness, the blade of the evil's bane. The Goddess Sword? So many names. Sorry, I'm reading the YouTube chat. Barbarians equal cannon fodder. Yeah. Except if they're a super beefy barbarian, then they just last longer. Yep. Yeah, so that's what the Blood Rager, I was saying that, like, that's one of their kind of, like, racial classes, is the barbarian. So, there's a lot of stuff in Pathfinder because it's so old and kind of... the Unchained classes for Pathfinder were very much trying to work like the precursors for 2nd edition. They're like, how can we simplify this to make this more fun now that we have, 40 different classes? The original classes were kind of a little too archaic, so the Unchained ones might be easier to play. That's what they were designed for. Wands and staffs use magical device. Yeah, sense motive is insight. Yep. There are a lot of feats. You get one every other level. Every other level you get one. Yep. Every other level. You get one at level 1, you get one at level 3, level 5, level 7, level 9. It's great. And then if you're a fighter, you get 3. Fighters get a combat feat. No. No, I don't think so. Yeah, if you want to be a... That could be true for the game. That could be true for Neverwinter. Yep. So toughness. So with Neverwinter, they actually go off of 3.5, which Pathfinder is based off of. Like, completely. It is. They took the SRD from 3.5 and added their own stuff to it. So they're both compatible. Oh, interesting. Oh, like the... Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. So, correct. That's still based off of the D&D. I think. I could be wrong, actually. I'm going to look that up. Yeah, so... An Inquisitor is basically Sherlock Holmes. They're part alchemist, part detective. I love Pathfinder. Neverwinter Nights is based off of the 3rd edition, original 3rd edition, which eventually became Pathfinder. So it's written by the guys that developed, I think is how that's read, written by the guys that developed Pathfinder. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That was. I thought they did. Apparently, Shifter's race now. No, actually, that's a very good point. So, like, dragons specifically are arcane in nature. So, yes, griffins were created by mages. Yeah. Yeah. Titan Mauler is great. You should play a Titan. So Titan Mauler, except don't be a large creature. Titan Mauler is a barbarian, I believe, that is basically really good at fighting giants, which I think is a cool idea. So anytime something is, yeah. But if you're like a gnome or a tiny goblin, and you only have anything that is large or bigger is giant size to you because it's 2 sizes larger. Gripplies can be small, or tiny. Gripplies can be tiny. So this is the problem. Jonas has just discovered why Pathfinder and 3rd edition are bananas, because there are literally thousands and thousands of options. And this is so, like, my goblin video talks about, was it large head, sharp teeth or something? That's one of my favorite goblin builds, besides the burn variant. The burn variant, just whenever you use fire damage of any type, it does more damage, which is cool. And then the large head, sharp teeth one, or maybe it's large head, big teeth, basically lets you have a bite attack and you can grapple with it. So you just, like, as a goblin, kind of latch onto people and then your legs just kind of dangle. You're like, ah! I think it's really funny. So lots of fun stuff. Lots of fun stuff to go with. You can if you take that feat. It's a goblin specific feat for that. The Superstitious Barbarian is a pretty cool option. You get bonuses to defending against magic, but you have to always do will saves if someone tries to heal you. You're like, no, I don't like magic. Get away from me. Yeah. So. There we go. I did not read it. Wait, is that in the other chat? Cool. I was just gone all day yesterday. I didn't turn on my computer. It was great. And then I eventually did at night, and I didn't read anything. Too many options. Yeah, exactly, Corvus. That's good to hear. If nobody exploded, then that's not a good game. Have you heard of the magical mutation homebrew? Ooh, that's really loud. I'm going to turn down the volume. Samuel asks, have I heard of the magical mutation homebrew? I have not, but there is, like, the alchemist in Pathfinder. They have a lot of cool mutation options. So magical mutation? No? Continue? uh, 20. Yeah. And then beyond that, there are mythic levels, which are specific to mythic campaigns. So you can technically go to like 25. But that's not normal. Basically, once you get to 20, there are new books for, okay, like now all your level 1 spells do bonus, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so the critical thing is actually super different in Pathfinder. And usually when I play, I actually play it more like 5th edition because it is tedious. Especially when you have like 4 or 5 people and 13 monsters. It's just, it gets excessive. The cool thing about Pathfinder is that it is all open sourced. The modules are not, which is fine, but you can basically get everything you need to play on the SRD. Good to go out of the day. It's pretty great. Yeah, the Blood Rager class is really fun. Jump Rope plays it a lot. Right, so the Pathfinder was built because 3.5 was too complicated, and when it became open sourced, they basically took that's why it's 3.5 compatible. They took the core mechanics from 3.5 and then applied their own limitations to it. So that's where Pathfinder comes in. But because of that, because they took the open sourced information from 3.5, it has to remain open source. So they're basically like, here's our playset that you can use with these rules. You can, if you want, take anything from 3.5 and bring it into our system because it's all open source, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's a little complicated because it's what, 20 years of content, 10 years of content, 10 years of content, I think. And that's why I said to you, hey, think about your character. Don't make it yet. If we do play a D&D game, the first thing is going to be a level 0 campaign where we make your character. It's not as complicated as people think, but there is a lot of stuff to go through, which is usually why I suggest things. No, martial class. I don't know what you're talking about now. Now it doesn't make any sense. No, martial classes are just... I think you're good. You could be a kobold. Yeah, you know what the limitations are for a kobold barbarian in Pathfinder? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You can do whatever the hell you want with a kobold. You want to use a greatsword? Awesome. You want to use 2 greatswords? We can make that happen. Absolutely. Titan Mauler. Titan Mauler lets you use 2 two-handed weapons. 2 large two-handed weapons, yeah. I'm gonna look it up too. Massive weapons. At 3rd level, a Titan Mauler becomes skilled at using massive weapons looted from their titanic foes. She can use 2-handed weapons meant for creatures one size category larger, but at a penalty of doing so increases by 4. However, the attack roll penalty for using a weapon of a large size is reduced by 1, and the reduction increases by 1 for every 3 levels. So basically at level... How many levels is that? What's 4? At level 12, 15. At level 15, you can wield a weapon a size category too big with no penalty. Yeah. Which is pretty great. And yep, yes there are. So that would reduce the other part of it. Yeah, they do, because the massive weapons is an additional penalty, and you can just keep going. It's pretty great. It is, yeah. Correct. It's pretty funny. So kobolds, if you start a kobold that is small, you would technically still be using like a medium-sized weapon if you took the feat, and then you could use a large-sized weapon as a kobold. But you can also use two-handed giant like great swords before that. So you start with a great sword, and then you get a medium-sized great sword, and then you get a large-sized great sword. Or if you're a minotaur, you start with a large great sword, and then you can use a colossal great sword. Because why not? Great swords start at a D10 is for a small one, 2d6 for a medium, and a large one I think would be a D12. Let me double check. We're getting nothing drawn today. I'm so sorry, everybody. Size category, chart, damage, Pathfinder. Yep. 2d6, so it would go to 2d8, 3d6. You'd be doing 3d6 with a colossal greatsword. Oh wait, that's just for d6s though. That's not right. That's wrong. This is all. I mean, it's all speculative, anyways. So you'd have to pick one and go with it. I like going, I think, double and then switch. Because 2d8 would be, or 2d6 is 2 to 12 damage. So your next step up would be, couldn't go to a d12 because that'd be down one actually. So you'd want to go, yeah, I think you go 2d8. No, you'd go 3d6 because that would be 18. 2d8, then 3d6, yeah. Tantrips? I don't know if that's the word you wanted to use. That's pretty close to tantric, which is a some sort of sex jujitsu. So I don't think you meant to say that. What? Cantrips? Cantrips. All right. Are you a warlock? Are you a warlock? Gotcha. Mm-mm-mm. Sounds right. That sounds pretty good. D&D cantrips are, yeah, cantrips are really good in 5e. So it really depends in my mind. Yeah, so the cantrips were really redesigned for 5th edition. They are 0 level spells. The cantrips were designed because early game fighters and barbarians were, I don't want to say they're overpowered, but they were effective and, yeah, in comparison, and wizards were really, really weak. And then endgame, barbarians and fighters were useless, and mages basically could solo bosses. So that's why in 5th edition they nerfed endgame spellcasting and buffed early game spellcasting. So now you have cantrips that can keep you up to par with a ranger. You know, so that's what you are. You're a ranged caster. You're doing the same damage as just a regular bow. that scales with you, just like upgrading your weapons and arrows throughout the game. And then they buffed the melee classes around 15, and they started taking away some of those like 10th level spells and beyond to really make it balance out. Yeah, because in 3.5 specifically, like there were a handful of spells in 3.5 that just like, I'm gonna take infinite turns and win, and it's like that is what the book says. So okay, great, congratulations. Yeah, you win. I'm going to open a portal. I'm going to open a portal to a tiger domain and summon 5 tigers that can also open portals to tiger domains and summon 5 tigers. And I'm going to do that until I have enough tigers to just kill somebody. The infinite tiger loop. Yeah, I mean, that's actually one of the more tame things I've heard of. Infinite Tigers is really bad. Infinite Black Tentacles is really bad. Yeah, there's a lot of really dumb stuff that mages used to be able to do. And then yeah, definitely. That was the argument about the infinite tigers. It's like, how many tigers are in that plane? And it's like, well, I'm going to open it up to a plane full of tigers, and then if we run out of that, we'll figure out a different plane with tigers on it. And then and at that point, it's stupid, but you could definitely, I've heard stories of people arguing with the DM, and that's basically how games end. It's just like, no, I should be able to summon as many tigers as I want. It's like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But Are there a limited amount of humans on it? It's the Rick and Morty argument. If there are infinite numbers of universes and infinite planes, then there are an infinite number of planes that have tigers. And it's just a matter of knowing which plane is which. Can I roll on knowledge planes to see if I know if there's another plane full of tigers? I guess so. Yeah, that's the answer. The DM's just, no, you can't. Get out of here. In fact, your character dies. Just go. Just go home. You break some kind of time continuum and your head explodes. My favorite. So I've had 2 DM rage kills in my life. One was me, because I lit a boss on fire. That was my fault. I get why that's a dick move. But I lit him on fire, and he died. And so my DM was like, all of his stuff is burned, because you burned it. And I'm like, that's stupid. It's a magical weapon. It'll totally survive. To which his response was, you trip and fall on your own axe, and you're dead. And I'm like, great. Let's not play D&D anymore. That one was pretty funny. The next one was my friend's first time DMing a campaign, and he had decided to write his own campaign, did his own stuff, and we started this weird campaign. He brings us to this world full of snow, except it's not snow. That's how he described it. And I'm like, I'm gonna touch it. And he's like, okay, you take a D4 of damage. I'm like, okay, don't touch the snow, got it. And I just kept moving on. I think he was trying to like, don't go off the path. That was his shtick with it. But one of our physical railroading, yeah, fine. It's his first time DMing, totally legit. I get it. One of our players, who he decided his character was just going to be a dick, that's what he said to us, then decided to just keep constantly, well, what's the snow? To which my friend didn't have an answer because it was just a plot device. And he's like, it's not poisonous, but it does damage. And he's like, I'm going to touch it. And he's like, you take a D4 damage. He's like, well, I want to pick it up. It's like, you take a D4 damage. He's like, I'm going to eat the snow. Your character dies. And it's like, good job, everybody. And that was the end of the campaign. It was just like, it was the fastest thing. It's like, just don't be a dick. Just, like, if your idea, hey, if my character's just going to be a total dick, don't do that. Just start it over. We will never find out. We will never know what would have happened. But yeah, it was pretty funny. He let us just continue playing, but it was a learning moment for him and the player. Just like, you guys need to chill out. My story, when I got my head chopped off, I was, I don't know, 13. So it kind of made more sense when it was a bunch of 13-year-olds trying to figure out how to play D&D. Long story short, I don't light bosses on fire anymore unless I have to. Unless your group and your DM can handle it. Pretty much. Wait. Were they physically throwing them at you, or was that metaphorically throwing lizard folk at you? Okay, go ahead. Continue. I threw poor Lars through a loop this weekend by instead of deciding to just kill all the goblins, I decided to jump rope caught one of the goblins and decided to make it tell us information, and I'm like, no, better idea. I'm gonna pay this goblin to go recruit the other goblins to fight the boss. And it didn't work. But it was fun. It was fun to try. Something similar, yeah. So it's always fun to illusion magic would have been better, I think, is where that story was going. But wait, what are you talking about? What dragon? That's you just described like 90% of dragon encounters. I may have derailed. I'm sorry. Ace, go ahead and finish your story. I derailed this with the goblin bribery. Okay. Goblin bribery, though. That's the way to go. You think I have an obsession with goblins, but I really don't. I just have a general. I have a general. There's a lot of goblins in the world, you know. So they just are in most of my stories. That's my thought process. It's like rats in a barn. There's just always rats. Because they have babies like twice a week. Yeah, the goblins fight back. Have you ever seen a rat in your life? Yeah, just a rat. Why? Why haven't you hunted them all down? I don't. You just answered your own question, is where I'm getting to. That's a great excuse to not hunt down goblins. Well, I don't have a sword. Goblins are gross. That's why people haven't hunted down all the goblins. Those poor lizard folk, right? There's not, though. That's the thing I think that is kind of like desperate from the games or missing from the games is that like there really aren't that many level 10 people in the universe. How many goblins have killed level 1 adventurers? A lot. I think your point is moot. Your question was why haven't all the goblins been killed off? And your answer is because people suck. Most people are not adventurers. Otherwise, every game would start, do you have rats in your cellar I can slay? No, I killed them myself. Oh, and then the adventurers would just have to go home. Game over. Did you guys ever play the Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate? With that's basically the first quest you get. It's like, oh yeah, welcome to the tavern. Hey, there's a whole bunch of giant rats in my cellar. You want to deal with those? And you're like, yeah, sure. And you go down there and they kill you. And you're like, okay, I need to find a weapon before I try to fight the giant rats. And you start like stealing people's stuff. Like, I just need a stick. Do you have a sharp stick I can use? Please, the rats. I think that is part of the thing, especially with 5th edition. Because you start with weapons, you start with armor. And I think my reasoning behind it, because Pathfinder as well, you start with so much gold to outfit yourself. You wouldn't become an adventurer unless you had the means to equip yourself and go. And I think that is really kind of the starting point for your adventuring group is... Right, but no, that's not. Like, if you sell your house to buy a sword, that's the thing that kicks you off and makes you better than most people. Because most people are, working for a silver a week, trying to feed their family. And you're like, oh, I got 250 gold. I'm just going to buy all this sweet gear. Like, most people in the universe probably can't do that. Or decide not to just leave their house. And so when someone's like, there's 15 goblins over there, the adventurer's like, I got nothing to live for. Let's fight some goblins. Whereas normal people are like, oh crap, my goat. How am I going to protect my goat? I need that to live. Yeah. You're not wrong at all, Corvus. You're absolutely right. Go ahead, continue. We will hire the next adventuring party because the first one didn't make it. And that's why goblins have sweet gear sometimes, because of all the people they kill. It's not like, oh, I sold this +1 longsword from the baker. It's like, no, I got this from a guy that I bit his face off. He walked in my cave, I bit his face off. He's like, I have a sword, and I just, nope, no more face. That's how the goblin do. I like this. I like where this is going. It's just going very slow. I think that's all the symmetry I'm going to do, though. Yeah. I think I want this arm to be, like, over here. What are you working on? Let me see what you're working on. Yeah, that's pretty... Oh, I like the hair braid. That's a cool idea. Do I need to make this... Do I need to make mine fluffier? Is that a thing? Yeah. The briefing? Yeah, the briefing specifically said they didn't want a barrel-chested hyena. Yeah, they want a skinny hyena, so I think I need to not make it fluffy. But I like this. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Just as like a conceptual piece, I like that kind of look for kobolds. Kobolds, God. Gnolls. A nobled. An old is yeah. It's a hyena lizard. If you could have any Pathfinder race in D&D, which one? I think most of them are there. That's a fair point. I mean, I think the ones I use all the time are there. You know what? There are no trolls. I would love to play a troll, but no DM will ever let me play a troll because they have regen. And I totally get that. But it's like, oh, I want it. I want it so bad. Yeah, I mean, if you have a troll in the wild and you throw it against your players and you give them class levels, your player's going to lose. Unless there's like a high level of metagaming or just like really good teamwork, the troll's going to wreck stuff. That would be pretty great. I worked it out one time to craft basically a ring of troll blood, and it works out to be like several 100,000 gold worth of for one ring. It's just like, I would like to buy this kingdom. You know what? No, give me the ring of troll regeneration instead. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. That's pretty beefy. That's yeah. Maybe I should do that next time I play 5th edition. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, level 20 characters are basically pseudo demigods. Yeah, right. Like, I'm a level 20 fighter. Cool, let's get into a fist fight. I only do 4 damage. It's like, gotcha. Yeah, see, that makes more sense. But still, that's still pretty dope. Still really powerful. Yeah, exactly. See, and that's why 3.5 was bad, because it's like, oh, this is 1 plus my Constitution modifier, which is 14. It's just like, hold on a second. Oh, that's interesting. So you can still die from it. Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, second wind is pretty great. No, it is not. 6 people, you should be throwing CR7 creatures at them? No. Yeah, CR7 creatures. 1 plus any garbage you want to throw at them, yeah. Yeah, anything below CR1 you can kind of chunk at them. And that's not including gear. So if they have level 5 gear, you might up it. Yeah, so that's fine. CR7 should be your kind of starting point. What? Yeah, what level was the creature you threw at him? Oh yeah, no, okay. Did you have him like fist fight? They're like, all right, let's do this. There's a zombie, but we can only kill it by punching it a bunch. Oh wait, that's it. I forgot that's the movie. Yeah, fifth edition armor class is interesting because fifth edition is designed on a basically like turns to death. If everyone's basically doing their damage, how long is it going to take? How many rounds is something going to survive? And it should be comparable to your party, and that's why the CR goes up. Because if the enemy can one-shot one of your players, they have to be able to kill it within 6 turns. otherwise, like every turn you're going to lose somebody, and it's just going to go. So, and then it's up to the dice to make it more entertaining. So the other thing about D&D is that the levels are not as important anymore because armor stays fairly static. You're never going to really go above 20 something in armor. I can't remember. Sure. That sounds really fun. No, I was being sarcastic. Yeah, if a DM boasts about how much they roll 20s, it's like, I'm maybe not going to play this game. / I don't trust you at all. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to add some sweet paints, because it's supposed to be mithril plated pants. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the commission now all of a sudden. I lost my train of thought because I was typing. What happened? Sorry. Let's go back to the YouTube chat. I haven't looked at the YouTube chat in a while. I got distracted. You would have to give it a lot of negatives at first. It looks like aluminum. That's how I imagine mithril. Mithril is just aluminum. It could also be titanium, but I don't know. It's just white. It's a white metal. I usually, when I paint it on here, I usually give it like a really, really light blue in comparison to like gray steel. Maybe almost a little bit of a teal. It depends on where you're from, like what lore you're using. But because adamantine exists too, and that's a fake metal. And then I don't know what you just said. And I feel like you're trying to explain adamantium to me, which my response to that is, if it's good enough for Wolverine, it's good enough for my campaign. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So adamantium was basically just a historical term for things that were unbreakable. That's cool. I like that. That's a cool concept. Am I saying it weird? Aluminium. Aluminum. Aluminum. Yep. There is one thing. It's not mithril, but orichalcum? What is orichalcum? Can be which one? Oh, orichalcum. Orichalcum blade. Bronze and gold, huh? Oh, it's from 3.5. Oh, and it's in airborne. All right, cool. These are rare metal from the mountain range in the western known as the Dagger Bay Mountains. It's the... Similar to mithril, but not. Cool. I dig it. I dig it. Yeah, we can do that. All right. Cool. How does 5th edition deal with adamantium? Yeah. That's it? Gotcha. Okay. Path. And it's really strong. Pathfinder gives it. Pathfinder gives you DR on armor, which is pretty great. Damage reduction. It's oh yeah, no, it's super good, super good. Dragon Scale only protects you from one element. Adamantium protects you from everything. Yeah. Oh, Hell Knight plate's like the best stuff, man. That's the shit. Your armor class in Pathfinder should be 15 plus your level if you're a tank. Yeah. At level 10, things are getting like plus 20 to hit. So. This? Is it not showing? Have I not been streaming this whole time? Oh, good. Okay. It's today I'm drawing a Gnoll Swordmage. It is a commission piece. It is a commission piece, so I don't like the fluff. I think that looks good. I think we're gonna keep doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Hey, angels are just a, just a thing. Yeah, they're just a monster. Oh, bullet armor is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of scrounging for parts, so a lot of my players. That's a weird stance to take. Why don't you like the bullet? It's a land shark. What do you mean it doesn't look like a land shark? It's like a. Oh, nobody ever saw Eek the Cat. Dang it. Sharky the Shark Dog is a bullet. Copy image. Hold on, I'm gonna put this in their art reference. Sharky the Shark Dog. Definitely a bullet. Eek the cat. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Eek the cat. Okay, what are we doing here? I gotta draw this arm. The wiki's fine. The SRD. Yeah. What do you mean? If you want to be a tank, you just be the tank. Ah, fighter, barbarian, brawler, stalwart defender, cleric. I think some of my best tanks have been clerics. Yeah. I feel like if anyone would let you play an actual tank as a character, it would probably be me. I need more diesel. I need more diesel. That's not how hands work. Is basically what I'm discovering. Push-ups. I haven't drawn any skulls yet, so we're all right. Didn't make that mistake again. The stream is visible. Okay, good. Yeah. I love high fantasy and sci-fi settings because the DM can add metal and other creative substances for unique and special properties. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Soul Steel. I'm a big fan of you two are monsters then. Yeah, Proto Steel was used. Yeah, exactly. That's how Monster Hunter happens. You could also just make a Bane weapon. That's usually what I do. That's exactly what you just described, but as a magical effect. It does really, really well against a certain type of thing. What are you drawing there now? Quick, we need comments and suggestions from the YouTube chat for drawing stuff. Jonas is out of ideas. Oh, is this because you were playing a kobold? Is that why everyone's saying tiny dragon? A Gnoll designed axe? I would go something, because Gnolls don't like to make things. Gnolls hate making stuff. So I would go like either start with a regular axe and then just like break it. or you could start with like a regular axe or a maul, and then forge like a dagger on the end of it. That could be cool too, actually. Yeah, using the bones of the things they eat. They do like, or you could use a Gnoll bone because they like rezzing their own people. So maybe their axe is just like a Gnoll hand. It's just a jaggedy. I use teeth. Yeah, I think Gnolls would just basically. I don't think Gnolls would actually make an axe. I think they would steal it. So like drawing a dwarven axe and then beating it up would be really cool. Or yeah, painting it or putting bones on it. I think would be cool. Like this. There was something I was reading that like dwarven stuff is very hard surfaced. So like the intricacies of it should be very rigid. I'm making bad things again. There we go. Yeah, Art Deco. Yeah. It is like impossible to draw. What the hell's that? This should cross, maybe? I don't know. I'm super bad at drawing. I need to spend like a whole day drawing. Would I cross over? If anybody in the YouTube or the Discord chat has a good reference for, what the hell is it called? Celtic knot drawing, please help me. I'm so bad at it. I super love the aesthetic of it, but I always end up accidentally drawing swastikas, and I don't want that. I want. Yeah. Yeah, I want, I don't know how to do it without just like accidentally crossing over everything. Because this should cross over this. But like then I get lost and I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Like, do I need another bar that's like coming through here? I don't know if there's actually a good way to study that. Like I'd like to figure out how to do that. Because I would love to start incorporating this kind of like dwarven. I think of Celtic knots and stuff geometrically as very dwarven made. That's how I would want to decorate all my dwarven stuff, but I can't. I'm just not good at it. I just don't have enough practice. So if you have a good resource for that, please share it. I would love to see it. Because mine always just kind of wander or look really weird. Because I think like it should come back this way now. Maybe this can cross. This can cross over. And it should connect there. It just feels really weird and lazy. Yeah, so anytime I start drawing Celtic stuff, it's like, oh, my brain just kind of stalls out. But I like it. I really like the aesthetic. Yeah, see, like these are great, but I like, how do you design these? How do you go about designing them? Versus, like, maybe I need to start with the line work, like a path. Cool story. Thanks for that. How do you draw? You just do it. It's so easy. I just do it. Great, Andres. Thank you. Yeah. That was a good video. I think that's a good place to start. I think we've lost the the actual point. The idea or the question I have is basically like, yeah, see, like Corvus, that's a good way to start the pattern. That might be a way to do it. Yeah, the dots. Okay, dots, lines, internal lines, weave. Because like the video itself also isn't bad. The video is a good video. I've seen this one before, but it's very much, yeah, okay, squares to dots to lines, and then crossovers. So that might be the way to do it too. But they're actually drawing the internal structure, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. And that might be the way to do it. Yeah, cool. Thank you, guys. That's what I needed. Not, it's super easy, you just draw the pattern. Those are really good references. Thank you. You just do it. It's so good. Okay. Let's try this again. So we start with an axe. And I'm going to draw in here. I'm probably going to stop it right there. 1, 2. Da, 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 da. Ooh, that's some groovy music we got going on. Oots, 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 boochie catch, boochie catch. Ah, see, okay, this is helping. This is definitely helping. Yeah, you know, as a kid that grew up in the ages where people grow up, I learned lots of beatboxing. So, yep, that's me, age kid. Long time ago. Knitting? So if I want to learn how to draw Celtic knots, I need to learn how to knit first, is what you're saying. That does not help me. That is not what I was asking. My specific question was, does someone have a reference that can teach me how to start drawing Celtic knots? To which your response was, you just do it. You learn how to knit. Andreas, I figured it out. You're good. Oh, crap. Goldtooth, welcome. I just now saw these. Goldtooth and Bri, both, thank you very, very much. Goldtooth challenged me to draw a mimic last week. I thought he was kidding. Oh, but here's 20 bucks. I think we could probably draw a mimic since you paid me for it. I think that's fair. That was a weekend overweighted joke. So let's do it. I'm gonna draw you guys an actual mimic today. We're gonna take a break. No, turning things into a mimic is illegal, and Andreas making jokes about mimics is illegal. But someone paid me to draw an actual mimic, so let's do that. All right. We will lay off the Andreas jokes for today. Bonfire mimic? The bonfire mimic. I think that's a really funny idea. Yes, that is not my issue. I know what it is. We're good. We can change the subject away from drawing Celtic knots. My question was answered, and I thank everybody who helped me out with that, because that will... Okay, so we're gonna draw... I've always had this cool, like, I've never done this, but I really like the idea that, like, there's a sword in the stone, Excalibur style, that turns out to be a mimic. I always wanted to do that. So maybe we'll do that. Instead of making it a bonfire mimic, I'll make it a sword mimic. You know what makes me upset about Dark Souls? The fact that pretty much every chest is a mimic, at least in Dark Souls 2, and it's just frustrating. It's like, I missed the actual treasure chests. I just want there to be a real treasure chest once. It's now no longer... Oh, it totally is. I want there to be not mimic chests. And it's a tough game. It's a tough game. How about a Celtic knot mimic? Oh, Brian, not cool. Not cool. I'll put some decal in there. How about that? We'll try my newfangled dot pattern. I remember my first time ever opening a chest in Dark Souls 1 and figuring out it was a mimic, screaming my head off because of the... Yeah, right? Like, if you're not ready for that mimic the first time it hits you, oh boy. Yeah, sweet loot, no! Just rampant destruction. Why is this tongue longer than everything else in the game? What do I do? And then it starts spinning and you're just like, no! I might have to play some... I did. I broke down this weekend and I bought the Mega Man Zero collection. I forgot how much of a pain in the butt that game is. It is super tough comparatively to other Mega Man games. And it sucks because like everything in that game is very much like, oh hey, you want more life? You have to sacrifice this fairy, and you're like, what? It's like, but if you sacrifice it, it dies permanently, and you get punished for it. And it's like, what? So you either have to A, have life and suck at the game, or beat the game with literally no power ups. And it's like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. The Mega Man Zero series. Yeah, super good. Super fun. Really, really tough. Yeah, I decided to try to do it without killing any of the fairies. I guess they're elves. They're cyber elves is what they're called. I don't know. They look like little... Yeah, they look like little Navi fairies from Legend of Zelda. Ooh, you got really robot-y there. Yeah. It's like what is that, like a bearded pike? Yeah, okay. Oh, I pronounced that Bradishay. I have no idea if that's how it's actually pronounced. It's from Diablo 3. It's the cow pole arm. The Bardichar. Okay, let's... Isn't that a hyena? Is that not a hyena? Is it actually a doggo, or is it a... I think it's a subclass of hyena, which I would say absolutely, yeah. That would be great. Subclass. Not hyenas. Gotcha. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, I think Gnolls could definitely go for pretty much any dog race based character. The depths of hell is where Gnolls historically come from. Or are you talking like IRL historically? Okay, Hellhounds is the closest, but they are a D&D based thing. D&D made Gnolls up, but they were supposed to be designed after basically humanoid hellhounds. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, D&D created Gnolls, as far as I could find. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's an Orokai. Yeah. That's. I think that was the thing they were able to copyright was the Orokai, but orcs are themselves. Okay, whoa. Every time we bring up Tolkien, you two start arguing. I need that to not happen. Keep the volume down. Yes, you do. Do not. Don't argue with that. You guys can talk about this all you want. Also, I need to do 30 push-ups. There might be 40 push-ups. Crap, let me look at this. 45 push-ups. I will be right back. Here we go. 1, 2, 20. 40. Woo! Okay, 5 more. New record since I started the stream, 45 push-ups. Whew. I thought you were going to say everybody give him $1, just so I had to do more push-ups. So I appreciate not making me go further. Whew. Okay, Mimic sword. Here we go. I'm going to put little tiny teeth. No. Thinking about this. The teeth should be on this side so that when you grab the sword, it bites you. Is it Mario? That's what you said. That's how I remember Mario killing Bowser. You know, when he just chops him right in half, top to bottom, just shoof. Blood, gore everywhere. Princess Peach is just like, yes, slay him. Whew. That's how, Alright, so I did 45 push-ups, and I'm very proud of that. I'm winded, though. I need to work out more. I'm winded. Hoo-ha. Woohoo! Whoopee! Yahoo! Mamma mia! Let's the pickles! Mario 64. He says, let's go!
Mamma mia. Oh no! It's me, Mario! Thank you for playing Nintendo 64. Whoops, what just happened? Everything just exploded. I'm going to take a quick break into Photoshop. No, I'm going to stay here. I'm sorry. That was... whoosh. I'm going to jump into Photoshop because I want to do the sword some justice because I like this idea. And I can't copy and paste from the other server. So I'm just going to start over real quick. Oh boy. Oh boy. Whew. 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 I do that a lot at work. You can't do push-ups slow. That's the coward way out. Well, when I started, I was not so fit. My goal is to be able to do 100 in one go. That's my goal before I go back to work. And I don't know how long that will be. So, 14 years later, I did it. I did 100. I done did it. I done do. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna make this like a great sword. This is gonna be sweet. I might, if it's okay with my commissioner, because this is a Swordmage has 7 different swords. Maybe I'll use this sword as one of their swords. Give them a mimic sword for some reason. Okay, so the idea here is like this is the teeth. So I need this to be like a jawbone. There we go. Yeah, that's gonna look sick. I really like drawing swords. It's probably something I did way too much. Hey, one of these days, I'm gonna come out with a sweet Dungeons and Dragons. Look out for those dragons over there. Too many dragons in this dang cave. Those dang dragons. Something I'd like to do is to make like a magic item deck of cards. I know those exist. I missed what you said, but it sounded funny. What was that? Somebody said something. Oh, compendium. Okay, yeah. I heard sass. All I heard was sass. This sword is called the Sword of Justice. It can do 1d8 points of damage. That even includes 3d6 of necrotic. But you got to be careful, though. The sword likes to drain blood from its wielding. There's a ability called Vicious in D&D, where the sword does 2d6 damage when you attack, but you take a d6 damage. I really like that idea. That it kind of like drains a little bit of the wielder, and I will actually scale it up. I'll let people like, cool, how much damage do you want to do to this guy? You take this like that much minus half. So they're like, I want to do 10d6 damage to this guy. It's like, okay, roll it. What game is that from? Because you said anyone should see it, and it looks familiar. Is that from Monster Hunter? Gothic 3. Nice. Giant orc. A Bardici. A Bardici. Bardici. The sword. The sword does 8d12, but it's named Greg, so no one ever wants to use it. That's pretty good. So what I did for... I don't know if I want to spoil that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. No, I'm going to leave that to my friends. So the campaign that I've been running for almost 2 years now basically started with a cursed dagger that slowly gains power. Every time it kills something, its dice goes up one step. So the first time they attacked it, it did a d4 damage. And they killed something, it did an extra d4. After that, it did a d6 bonus damage, and the wielder takes a d4 of permanent hit point loss. But every time it does that, it goes up a die step. So now my players are at a point where this dagger does a bonus d20 damage, and they take a d12 permanent hit point loss. And they're like, what happens when we use this dagger? I don't know what's going to happen. Because there's no dice above that. So they're all kind of paranoid to use it again, but it's this, like, weird... Yeah, right? Does a d100 points of damage. That would be pretty sick. Nobody knows. Ah! It's draining my soul! Prepare the stole, stealer. No, my stole! My neck is going to be slightly chilly. My hair, it's cold. Let me take a look. What is missing from this weapon? It doesn't have any holes or rings or, like, dangly skulls from it. So it doesn't feel evil to me yet. It just looks like a thing. It's gotta have some... Damn it. You're like... It doesn't have these things in there. And, it also doesn't have, like, a ribbon tied on it. Those are all things that I put in my weapons. or like 1,000 rings. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, Sierra was streaming Final Fantasy VII yesterday on her stream on Twitch. And I jumped in to watch that. That game looks amazing. The Final Fantasy VII remake. And the whole time I was looking at it, I'm like, man, they made this game look really good considering that, like, what they started with was this. Like, that's Cloud's sword in the original. It looks super good. And then a guy got on a motorcycle and started doing, like, kickflips and shit on it. And I was just like, what is going on here? It just broke my brain. Nice, yeah, dangly rings from the end. That's what's missing. Perfect. I just gotta get that dangly. Gotta get that dangly on there. Okay, I just got a weird thought beyond the dangly sword bits. Where's this mimic's tongue gonna come from? It's just like wrapped around the handle. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, we'll have it like dripping from here. Oh, gross. Gross. Don't look at that. That would actually be really funny if it did just slip out. Ah! Oh, it's licking me. Get it. Ah! What's happening? Cursed sword. Nice, that's looking good, Ace. You already colored the tall one, right? Gotcha. I totally thought it was a girl. Is the dragon is that a dude? Which one's the dude? The bigger one's the dude? Okay. Okay. maybe they're in the YouTube chat. I would say the tongue is the handle, and once somebody grabs it, it just wraps around their arm and starts to chew on them. I think that's probably a good way to do it. And then we'll just put like an eyeball right here. Hey, you want this sweet sword? Oh, that's my taco voice. I can't use the taco voice. Adventure Zone. The Adventure Zone. Super good. Highly recommend it. Hashtag not sponsored. Sponsored! Not sponsored today! Man, I don't know where... Push-ups apparently make me switch regions. My dialect servers are broken today. Okay. Oh no. Killing someone with the funny weapons is never good. Ooh, that's not appropriate. I remember Diablo, Demon Souls for a while. The PvP in that game was super broken. Dark Souls? Maybe it was Dark Souls 2. I don't remember. Either way. Bad broken. Bad broken, like, everyone just like spun around in circles and whoever had the better ping would win. And so there were times when you could charge up like a huge greatsword and just start swinging it. And you couldn't stop them because of the invincibility frames. And you're like, no. And then you would roll away, but because their latency was better, they would just slowly move the sword across the screen, and then you would explode. And you're like, great. I am dead. But there were some other pretty fun ones, too. There was what was that spell? Like Banish? Armageddon? I think it might have been Armageddon. It had a really long cast time. And so what people would do is they would run down a hallway and you'd chase them, and then they'd run around the corner and start casting it. And so by the time you caught up to them and jumped out the doorway, they were like 90% of the cast time was done. You're like, oh crap. And there's no way you could avoid it at that point. It's just like, ah. Dark Souls. Yeah. I think I did mix up the words, but yeah, Dark Souls was super funny for that reason. Okay, so if I go like this, where's my gap going to be? My gap's going to be here. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Let's see if we've got a Gnoll weapon. Arr. Wait. Oh. Nope. Okay. We're good. Now keep going. Looks good. Huh. $19 thumbs up. That is dedication to a joke. Okay. Here's my mimic stuff. How do I make this look like a tongue? That's not something I thought I'd ever ask the internet. Just paint it red, and then we'll give it a little like a little whip. There we go. It was pretty fun. Fictional cult is not the right term. It is now an actual cult because you have all put power into it. Not cool. Not cool, people. The FBI has been all over my face. I told you I'm only allowed one cult. I have no affiliation with the Squeeb cult. Just because people did the government pay me to say that? Maybe. Maybe, who knows? Da, 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 da. I remember there was a stupid weapon in Neverwinter called the Stick. It's coated a bunch of pairs of coins and able to kill somebody with it. It would shoot fireworks everywhere. Nobody expects the Spanish Armada? Where are all these boats coming from? Is that from Spain? What's going on there? Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, good, well played. Okay, now for the fun part. Oh no, I drew on the background layer. Damn it! Push-ups. Okay, let's see if I can save this. I mean, I guess I could do that. I want to save it though. I want to save it so bad. Select. Why is there a gradient? That doesn't make any damn sense. Oh no. Let's try this one. Perfect. Okay, then we're gonna go boop, boop, doop, boop. Yes! I'm lost. What's going on? All right. I did push-ups and I came back and everything's confusing. So, but on the plus side, I totally, yeah, not the pony level on Diablo. Definitely not the pony level on Diablo. Not what I was talking about. Gotta do this. You did. That's what I was trying to say. I figured it out. Okay, I gotta do this. Jeebus. It's the what? Grades level. Greatest. Oh, like the best? It's the best around. No one's ever gonna bring you down. Okay, great. Okay, there's still very confused. Do gnolls have tails? I ask myself after drawing 3 gnolls. I've put it into the subconscious part of my brain, so I don't actively have to think about it anymore. Okay, so there's our mimic sword. I did a lot of weapon design for stuff, which is really fun. I made that blade way too big. That's okay. Well, too big to look good for the handle. Yeah. I would also say that a sword becomes too big when it is the size of a sedan. Or a Gurren Lagann, and then maybe not. That's a good point. I have played Monster Hunter. I should watch what I say. That's definitely a good point. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's our Mimic Sword. I'm going to paint it real quick. I didn't realize that Mercer was in that game until I started playing it. Yeah. Yeah, he's like the hunt master or whatever the hell his character's name is. It was really funny. Gross. Inappropriate for chat. Inappropriate for chat. That's part of the rules. Put it in the DMs. Field team leader, yeah. I don't want to know what you're giving him. That's up to you. Keep that stuff to yourself, not in the chat. Then I will use elliptical protection from elephants. It did, yes. Be very, very happy. Put that on Twitter, dear Matt Mercer. Dear Matthew Mercer, thank you for helping me avoid very strange, awkward conversations in the Discord chat. Once again, not appropriate. It's a cannoli. Oh my god. Power word kill is so funny when you shoot somebody with more than 100 hit points. It's like everybody tries to save it. They're like, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna kill that guy. It's like that just has no effect. And it just breaks them. It's so good. Power word kill, if you have less than 100 hit points, you die. It does nothing. That's the trick. That's the trick with Power Word Kill. It's like, do you have less than 100 hit points? I'm not going to tell you. It's like, dang it. Well, dang it. Why would you spoil that? What? That sounds pretty dope. Timeout. How did you grab a sword as a cat? Okay. A cat grabbing a dagger, I'm okay with. All right. As much as Griffin McElroy likes to say, stabbing somebody solves the puzzle. I don't think you can count solving a puzzle. Stabbing the boss. Gotcha. Okay. Ineffective attacks solved it by stabbing somebody. I stand corrected. That's a pretty good. Oh, what? It's what it sounded like. Sure. It definitely sounds like penis, is all I'm saying. That's alright, don't worry about it. Your cat folk, which name I probably cannot pronounce on YouTube, that's fine. So, feline people, cat people is what you're going for. Got it. That is a scientific term. Yeah. Dragon Rider cat. That sounds pretty dope. Can I be a cat dragon rider? I would fight that for the rest of the campaign. If my DM's like, this is what you're playing, I would be like, we'll see. We'll see about that. I'm not gonna take that line down. Wish. Only we just had to. You know what would be really fun is if you secretly started playing the dragon. Someone suggested, yeah, instead like just if you're gonna try to keep the cat as the pet and then just shift. Is that what you're talking about? It is now. That could be pretty funny. You transfer your consciousness into the dragon, and then you are a cat dragon forevermore. Cat dragon, cat dragon, cat dragon. Oh, good. I don't need to start a chant. It's the last thing I need on my server. People chanting. Cat dragon. This is the dopest thing I think I've ever drawn. I gotta put this somewhere. And I don't know where it's gonna be yet. I also just realized that this thing, yeah, I'll post it to the Warframe Reddit. Screw you guys! So what you're saying is Warframe is just like mimic fighters. I think it's supposed to be. Hey, it's still better than Bayonetta. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired, Nintendo. Gross. That's gross. This is completely a Warlock sword. I have unlimited access to the games. Does anybody else give people spell slot items besides me? Is that normal? Okay. Gotcha. Oh, that's not what I meant. Go ahead, continue, but that's not what I meant. Okay, that's how the arcane points work, aren't they, for sorcerers? Can you burn your arcane pool for spell slots? Gotcha. The Gravewalker cat? Yes! Make it happen! Nice. My name is Rocket Raccoon. I mean, yeah, I gotta be honest, that's not the first cat I've ever had play in my campaigns. It's still a cool idea. I like it. I like the Dragon Rider aspect. But lots of people like playing cats. I just want to be a cat. Okay. Conversation I have had with a player. Can I just be a cat? Yes. Yes, you can. Can I be a horse? Sure. Yeah, can I be a bear? What was the other weird ones I've gotten? Let's see. I'm trying to think of all the campaigns I've gone through. One of my friends, decided he wanted to be a dwarf. And I'm like, that's fine. And I'm like, cool. So what's your backstory, where you're from? He's like, I want to wake up in the forest covered in blood. And I'm like, okay. Why? And he's like, I have no idea. That was his whole character backstory. He just, when he met the party, he just comes running out of the forest covered in blood, and he's like, I don't know nothing! And that was his character backstory for the rest of the campaign. Never came up. No, it never came up. We got to like level 15 and we all died. It never became, but he was super happy about it. Yeah. I still think one of my favorite characters that my players have ever come up with was Pontoon. I don't know why he named it Pontoon, but he did. And he was an Inquisitor. We were talking about those earlier. And he refused to do anything. And it was great. He had like a wagon full of books, and he would just hire the other players to do stuff for him. And we started at like level 10. I'm like, okay, so you have like 15,000 gold to outfit your character? He's like, I'm not going to use any of it. I'm not going to spend any of it. And I'm like, what? He's like, I'm going to have a bag of 15,000 gold. And then he just presumed to start hiring the adventuring party. And that was it. He ran around whenever something would happen. He's like, I'm going to be in my cart. And he would just start reading a book. He's like, hey, go kill that goblin for me. And then my players started kind of figuring out what was going on. And so they started basically like fleecing him for money. And just like, oh, you want me to kill that goblin? 50 gold. He's like, my books are on fire. I'll help you, but it's going to cost you. He's like, that's fine. Deal with it. It was pretty great. Fun character choices. Okay, there's my Mimic Sword. I think that's pretty good. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Sorry, I was looking at the Mimic tongue. Ah. Ka-chomp, ka-chomp, ka-chomp. Shut your mouth. That's. What do you mean? What do you mean a bit too yellow? Like not gold enough, or more? Interesting. Mwah. Ta-da! That sounds. But why? Why would you do that? Is there a chance that you summon like a machine gun that just happened to be behind the counter? That sounds horrible. Like, what's the? I would like to not only like to be completely useless, but I want it to be random. I want it to be randomly useless. Yes, wild magic is completely useless. I hate it so much. I hate it. Because if you have wild magic, you still have magic. Like, you still have... But it's useless magic. I would just never use that. I like the idea. I like the idea that you could be a chef. I think that's pretty funny. And so, like, your warlock patron would give you food. I do think that's a cool idea. It's just like, I'd like some popcorn, please. Here's some squid. It's like, oh. Yeah, why are demons eating popcorn? Bring me the popcorn, demons. No! That looks pretty good. What is the race in Guild Wars called? I should have been more specific. What's the animal race in, in Guild Wars 2 called? Okay, the Char, yes. This looks like a Char character to me. Are they supposed to be wolves? Or, like... Oh, they're not ducks. Lion people. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the horns in the ears. This no. No clue. I tried to make a magician bard named Ben and Deller once. it didn't work very well. I maxed him out in sleight of hands, and I was like, I can do magic tricks, and nobody cared. And I was like, okay. It was a cool NPC idea. I might make it a character later, but I don't know if I should like specialize in throwing knives or just be really good at magic. Either way, fun idea. YouTube chat. You are now tasked with naming whatever this is. I just realized if you made this a little rounder, you could make it a beaver. And that would be... I'll erase that. Yeah. Greg. Not names it Greg. Not, you can't be in the YouTube chat and the Discord chat at the same time. Because you have a 10-second head start advantage. I think it's only 4 or 5 seconds. But you don't count because you're playing other stuff and you're constantly telling us you're like minutes behind. Is it a bear lion? Jonas says he doesn't know what it is. So it's up to you guys to name it. So here's a bear. Here's a lion. Check that out. Isn't that dope? Isn't that dope? It's a bear. Now it's a lion. It's the only difference. It's either a furry bear or a naked lion. And they're the same thing. It's a bear cat. Let's see if I can... What makes gnolls a gnoll? Draw doggo. Aardwolf. Quacks like a duck. I don't know. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Bart! It's a hyena. It's a pug hyena. Blart. Is that what I should do here? I should just erase this and make the pug. What time is it here? It's almost 1 o'clock. We're getting close. Yeah, I think these are the Greg. These are the Greg. It's not the guy's name. It's just they are the Greg. I don't even know what's the Greg. They're just Greg. Yeah. Who are these people attacking the city? Greg. Gross. Greg. 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 I need 2 more Gregs here for this to make sense. Otherwise, it's not proper. There we go. The commas. The commas are wrong. I need to erase the commas. Greg. Period. The fluffy dog lords of the north. Yeah. Whoops. People talking about their own stuff in the wrong chat, making it impossible for me to talk to YouTube. I have to go. Bye, everybody. See you later, Maggie. Thanks for hanging out. Corvus, Fluffy Dog Lords of the North. I like it. We call these Greg Dog Lords. Dog Lord Greg. I don't think there is one. I think we just picked a name. Yeah. Not everything has to be memes. Not everything has to be memes. Hey, if you guys can somehow... I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me think about this the proper way before I call to action the wrong... the wrong thing. I have yet to be memed, and I'm totally okay with that. And it's one of those, like... It's one of those... Actually, a few people have made memes in the chat, but, like... I'm scared of the day that happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, that was definitely not a call to arms to just start spamming memes of my content, but... At some point in my heart of hearts, it's like, oh, that would be awesome. And the other part is like, oh, God, what have I done? Burn it. Burn it to the ground. The Ginner. Jacob, how do you pronounce that? Is it Jin R or like Ginner? The Ginner. We call them. You know that sound when someone throws like a watermelon into a lawnmower? That noise. Hashtag don't do that at home. Please don't play with lawnmowers. They're dangerous. Seriously, PSA, don't play with lawnmowers. Don't do that. Very not meant to be played with. Didn't know that. Somebody beat Doom Eternal in 27 minutes. Did you guys see that? Holy crap. That's awesome. I've been a big fan of those, like, developers watch speed runs. Those are pretty good videos. Yeah, it's a thing. Apparently, the Resident Evil team was not prepared, not prepared to see somebody's. Interesting. So everything I was reading says that they are almost indistinguishable. Oh, hyenas. My brain is just... Gnolls and hyenas are now the exact same thing in my head. They're interchangeable. One of these days, I'm gonna be visiting Africa, and they're gonna be like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, a whole bunch of gnolls just ate my tour guide," and they're just gonna look at me like I'm insane, and I'm gonna get arrested. This is actually turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I think I'm going to spend some more time on the hand, and then I'm going to shrink it and add the swords and the leg, and got to shrink it. Give it that old shrinky dank. Wait. Whap, whap, wow. Wow, wow. This is a little bent wrong. I don't like the way this looks. Nope, shift. Do. What are we doing? Ah! Who did the tree in the background? This is just a random picture. Bing. Man, oh man. The top one? So I would think the things you might be missing to make it look like a gnoll is gnolls generally have a little bit more of a pooch up on top. They're a little. They have a hunch is the thing because their neck is just thicker. Yeah, see that did it. I think that makes it look. It does look different. Yeah. Hey, we said we weren't gonna pick on Andres anymore. Be cool. Oh, you can't double standard it. You can't double standard it. Hold on. I'm gonna help. It's not an Aardwolf anymore. It's a Radwolf. It's a Radwolf. Bam, bam, bam. He's got some sweet glasses. Got some sweet glasses. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. That's half a kobold's life. What have I done? Apparently I'm doing Thriller now. That's not the Thriller music. I know that, but you know, copyright and stuff. I think this is probably a good place to stop. When you got the dancing kobold or the dancing kobolds. I'm gonna have to change my push-up regime too. Every time I mislabel a monster. Yeah. 5.5 days. He looks like he's surprised. I'm gonna go and do some more workouts today. I'm gonna be super buff. I'm gonna try to hit that 100 push-up mark. That's gonna be my goal. As for the Gnoll commission, I think I'll probably do this again tomorrow. We might be able to finish up the line work, get the coloring started. Wednesday, I would like to get somebody who is not a Patreon invited to the draw stream. So I think Wednesday we'll invite someone who's not a Patreon member, and we will do a draw day where we just take suggestions and we get someone else's art in here. I think that'll be fun. And then maybe we'll do that once a week where we just invite a random person to come draw with us. We need more people. If you feel like joining that sweet Patreon thing, do it. I got some cool stuff coming up in the next month or two. What else we got going on here? Yeah, no, don't stress yourself. If you guys don't have the money, you being here is great, and I love it. But I do love money. So. And so I think we'll start doing that Thursday or Friday. I think we're going to try to do the D&D stream. Whether that's just starting it, and if I can't find the people I want to do it with, we might just start making the characters, because apparently it's going to be a little more complicated than I had thought. So that's fine. Yeah. I might... I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the YouTube membership program. So if you guys have suggestions about something you would like as membership-only content, because I don't like that, to be totally fair. I don't like that there is like locked content from people. But I need to have something that if someone would like to be a member, what would you like to see, so that I can kind of judge, what can I keep free and what can I give as a bonus material. Maybe that's like an art class. That might be something once a month or twice a month we do a YouTube art class. Yeah, maybe that's what I could do. I could do it as like a memberships get kind of a behind the scenes for the videos. That could be interesting. Yeah, because when I just talk on here, it's really hard for me to focus sometimes. And so when I'm recording to make those videos, it gets really messy. And I always feel like I'm me sitting down and making the videos is important. So I'll do that. So maybe that's a good way to do it. Maybe I can do behind the scenes for the videos themselves, and then the live stream stays free to everybody. Something I can definitely think about. If you we're gonna let that one slide by without. But as for everything else, yeah, we'll keep plugging away. So tomorrow, more Gnolls. Wednesday, hopefully, guest artist ? And we'll go on from there. So thanks everybody again for watching. I will post the Mimic Sword as well as this derpy dude in the in the Discord as always. If you're not a member of the Discord, please feel free to join the Discord. Share your art, share your characters. It's a great time. We're trying to build up actually some more D&D games. Not that I'm streaming, but just if you're looking for a D&D game, there's a few different servers that are available now and a few different DMs that are looking. Or if you're looking for players, even better. Check those out in the Discord, and we will see you next time. Remember to keep your dice on the table. I don't know what else to say about that. Oh, and kobolds are not gnolls. Yeah. In most situations, kobolds are not gnolls. Oh, wild magic. Damn it.